So we're all very aware of who this POS is, but for those who is not aware of who this monster is, let me give you a little backstory. Now, back in November 21st of 2021, he took his SUV and drove it to the Rickshaw Christmas Parade, where he killed 6 individuals and injured 62 others. An officer attempted to shoot him to get him to stop. Sadly, the officer missed. Everyone that was there, they did not know who was shooting at all, so now that's causing even more chaos. This piece of ass kept going, ran over some type of object that disabled his car, at which point he proceeded to try to escape on foot. He was going around asking people to use their phone, to call his mom, to call him an Uber. Eventually came upon this house where this gentleman was staying. He knocked on the door. He told the guy he was homeless and if he can use his phone. Now, the man whose door he knocked on was very nice, very caring, and wanted to be helpful, so he actually invited this monster into his home. He made him a sandwich. Little did he know that he just let a person in that's just got done running people over. Guy began to suspect this motherfucker when he started hearing sirens in the area, and he said that we don't get a lot of police traffic in this area, so you're gonna have to go outside. Surprisingly, he did comply. Somebody seen him, pointing him out, and they got him on the ground, and the rest was history. During trial, he decided to be his own lawyer. Let's just say his trial became the most memorable trial today's generation, and if you guys seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. If you guys have not seen it, then go see it, and you will see why. He was found guilty and sentenced to 1,000+ years. But just like so many others have, I've always wanted to give my personal opinion about this case, so that's what I'm going to do now in this video. Before I get started, just like everyone else is entitled to their own opinion, I'm entitled to mine. There will be some people out there that might not agree with me, which is fine, but just because you disagree don't mean you have to be disrespectful, so make sure you keep that disrespect to yourself. You don't need to be disagreeing and being disrespectful. That's, to me, this coming my way. I don't like it. First of all, I want to say, him being his own lawyer, he had all my support. For people who say he was dumb for being his own lawyer, that was probably the smartest thing this POS ever did in his life. From the moment he came out of his mom, he closed all possibility from his case or his sentence being re-examined into the future. Now, if he had a real lawyer, we might have to worry about that, because a real lawyer know what to do. A real lawyer might spot some type of loophole or something that was illegal in his trial that they did, use that to their advantage. But he closed all those possibilities from that happening and nailed that door shut. Like I said, he had my full support. And when the judge was giving him compliments here and there, and he was just eating that shit up like it was candy, oh, he was loving it. He was, ooh, I think she likes me. Ooh, I think she, no, she don't like you. She don't like you. She don't like your ass one bit. But what she was doing when she was giving him those little compliments, making it clear on the record that he knows what's going on. He's fully aware of what's going on, what's happening. He knows where he's being charged with. Mental illness is not a factor. He's very competent to stand trial. He's well aware. She does not believe, nor has she ever believed, mental illness was a factor in his case or a factor with him. I'm surprised he didn't see that. I mean, he's seen the state strategy, right?
I see the whole strategy here by the prosecution.
But he did not see the judges, and the judge, every time she gave him a compliment, she was just showing on record that, oh, he's there. And kudos to Judge Darrell. I don't think no other judge could have took this case and handled it as well as this. She was a soldier. I know every morning she went to work like, fuck, man, what is this motherfucker gonna pull today, man? What is this fucker gonna pull today? Okay, fuck, let me just take 5 minutes and breathe and get into this courthouse and deal with this stupid motherfucker. Yeah, she must have did that every day in the car before she got out for work. Now, as far as him driving down the parade route, I'm going to tell you guys why I think he did it. Keep in mind, before he went on the parade route and did this heinous crime, he met up with Erica first, which is his ex-girlfriend, which is the person he has an NCO with. For those who do not know, it's a no contact order. It means a person cannot contact a specific individual for any reason whatsoever, and they're not allowed to be within a certain amount of feet of that particular person. And he broke that. Well, he broke it a while ago before this incident came about, but he definitely broke it this day. He's not new to an NCO. He is very well aware of what an NCO is and what he has to do, which is stay away from Erica, but he met up with her. And not only did he meet up with her, he met up with her and her friends, got into it with Erica and her friends, and assaulted Erica and her friends. And the friends was like, hold up. They picked up the phone, 911, and they're like, hey, buddy, we called the police on your ass. So if you're still here when the police get here, you going to jail, buddy. That's a first-class ticket to jail. and there's nothing you can say or do about it. So he knew he had to get out of that area ASAP, because if he's around within sight distance, if he's in arm's reach, police show up, he's going to jail, point blank, period. And so in his mind, he needs to get the fuck out of there. He needs to go, go, go. When he was heading towards the parade route and he encountered the first couple of officers, he probably assumed that these officers knew what the hell just happened with him and Erica and her friends. He probably figured that they radioed to one another and they were well aware of the incident. So if he was to stop, then he's going to get arrested. But as we know during the trial, these officers that he encountered before he got on the parade route had no clue about what happened with Erica whatsoever. And one of the officers thought it was a medical problem that he was suffering from, but that was not the case. He doesn't know that, so I figured that's why he kept going past the first few officers he encountered before he hit the parade route. So now he's on the parade route. At the beginning of the parade route, he was trying to avoid hitting people. There was witnesses that testified that said, yeah, in the beginning, he was swerving around them. He was like honking his horn. He was not trying to hit nobody in the beginning. But I think when he made contact with the first person he struck with the car, he just had tunnel vision at that point, just needed to reach the end of that parade. So he probably was not thinking go left or go right. But also, from how I see it at like a parade, there's more people on the sidewalk watching the people in the parade than there is people on the parade. Which I'm not saying that's the reason, but that could be the reason why he chose to stay on the main road of that parade itself and not try to swerve off to the sidewalk. Because on the sidewalk, there's lots of people sitting in chairs. People are just huddled up and watching this Christmas parade. And then in the parade itself, there's a lot of people, but not so many chairs, not so items laid on the ground where people are standing actively watching. Possibility of why he possibly stuck to the main road on that route than the sidewalk, I'm just taking a guess. But after he hit that first person, I believe had television, wasn't thinking to go left or right, and just wanted to reach the end of that parade. And so that's how that tragedy followed on that parade. And so many people got hurt and injured. Even some got killed, with the youngest being a little boy who was 8 years old. And to make matters even worse, I had never seen a motherfucker be so unremorseful in all the cases, documentaries, crimes I have seen. This is Satan Jr. right here. This is the devil's son. The devil birthed him himself. He came out the devil's vaginal canal. He was just so unremorseful, pure evil. At one point, he said this was God's will. Let's pretend for a second it is God's will. I don't think that at all, but let's pretend for a second it is God's will. Well, then it was probably also his will to get your ass locked away for the rest of your life and not see the day of light again, because he has 1,000+ years in prison. At first, when he got sentenced, I was like, nah, that's not good enough. He needs the death penalty. He needs to. But after thinking about it, him spending 1,000+ years in jail was the perfect sentence. He seemed like a person that can't be caged. It would drive him crazy, and crazy you about to be. When I watched this trial, you guys, all I can think of was, if you're going to court for a ticket, he's that one motherfucker whose case is before yours that pisses off the judge. Not everybody's going to jail. Everybody's going to jail. Everybody's going to have to pay the full ticket.